Victor, how do you think that y'all responded after a night that was obviously a little bit disappointing to y'all last night?
We did what we do, tried to respect the game plan. I think it shows on their score, they had 91 points, I believe. So, yeah. So, just effort, but we know it's easier to be locked in a game with higher stakes like this, but we gotta figure it out for other games.
How do you figure that out? How do you, I guess, process that?
In all honesty, I think it's bound to happen. Like we weren't without experiencing it, we weren't gonna be perfect for every game for sure. In all honesty, my opinion is that it was bound to happen. You know, these events, but we have to reduce the amount of times it happens, like the most possible, and that's what it's gonna show what we're made of actually, because any young team that starts to be somewhat successful, you know, I think it's bound to happen.
Along those lines, Vic, can this, and I don't know if this is making too big a deal out of just one win, but can this be like a reset in that regard? You know, after the last dropping 4 of the last 6, the whole deal, you know?
I think from having now being in my 3rd season, what I've seen, no. Sometimes a win like this can be a reset when you're in like a bad losing streak, or the opposite can happen if you're in a winning streak, you know. But there's too many games. It's too easy to make mistakes again. So, and the hard thing is to be what do you say, like to answer the call every night, you know.
There's been an online campaign from Spurs fans recently for Keldon Johnson to be 6th Man of the Year. Do you think that Keldon is a top candidate at the moment?
Well, of course. I mean, yeah, for sure. Simple as that.
See, you're like your toughest competition for that award?
I didn't even think of that. It's a good thing, I guess.
I know you spent a lot of time with Jeremy off the court. What has this season, do you think, been like for him in terms of not being able to contribute as much as he has probably wanted to? And how do you view the way he's contributed the last couple nights?
Yeah, you're right. It's I do spend a lot of time with him and talk to him, and I know it's hard not to play, but we got the chance to have in Jeremy a soldier, you know, that will answer the call of the coach anytime, and it shows because I know his impression is that he wishes he had his chance more, you know, he could show more things, but like whether it's 30 seconds or in a night like today or yesterday, he shows things, you know, like he shows up on the court. Effort is never it's never questioned for him. Effort is always there, you know. And I know, of course, it's hard, and I hope that he has his chance more.
I gotta ask you about kicking basketballs. So I saw that clip of you kicking the balls out of the net last game.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone in the world knew that anyone in the world could do that. So how long have you been
I think it's been done before. I'm sure it's been done before.
I think the world record is a guy who can kick like just at the rim. So
Okay.
you're pretty close to the world record there.
Yeah, I can beat that today if I want. I'm confident. Sorry?
We need to see it. You have to do it next game.
Not on the warm-ups. I'm not gonna show the warm-ups.
Vic, halfway through the 2nd quarter during the timeout, I saw Julian kind of pull you aside and explain something. I don't know if that was something that strategic-wise, but I was just wondering how often does he do that type of stuff, and what was that conversation about?
We do that pretty often with one another, and it's going to be like I want it to be even more, and we want to hold each other accountable and communicate things more directly. So it happens a lot, and we're still figuring out how to communicate and how to. For my example is also like realizing in the moment what to notice and what to say.
Luke's going back to Boston this weekend. We all know what he can do on the court. We talked about that a lot, but how valuable is he as a teammate, just his sense of humor in particular?
Yeah, I mean, his sense of humor is an important part of his personality for sure. No, Luke's been great. I think one thing I love about him is he brings another perspective to like the debates we have. No, I'm not talking about basketball. The debates we have, some anecdotes he has, you know, and I mean, he's a very cultured guy, so it's interesting to talk to him.
I'm sure Victor, Mitch talked recently about kind of letting you all play through your mistakes and grow as a team. What's that been like for this young team to kind of develop and
playing through mistakes? It's been interesting because right now we're figuring out how to help our teammates, you know, leave the state of, you know, sometimes you're like consistently sloppy or like maybe the little slumps of confidence, and so it's been interesting, but the good thing is like we got energizers in the locker room. We all the time like good vibes together off the court. So we're just figuring it out. It's just reps, but like up and downs are gonna happen, but we're really together to help teammates, whoever it may be, 1 through 18, you know, get out of these slumps.
I'm sure you're well aware that teams have to change the way they play defense or guard when you enter the game. You know, so as you've been spending a little more time coming off the bench lately, do you see that as a positive of that predicament when you force teams to have to change the way they play midway through the first quarter as opposed to right from the jump?
I think it brings something different for sure. Tonight in particular, they're a team that switches a lot. I think the most in the league, and they also flood a lot. So it's in this type of games, it's important to realize the impact is not always on ball.
In terms of approach, what's the difference for you, like kind of, you know, starting and coming off the bench? Like, I'm sure it's a different approach for you.
Definitely. It's sometimes a little hard to navigate. It's not a big difficulty, but it's just one more difficulty, how to navigate, you know, all the playing time, and it's a lot of coordination between training staff and coaching staff for the minutes, and I'm just itching to get on that court, you know. And like in a game like this, when I come in, I'm trying to run, I'm trying to grab boards, block shots, because it's that's what role players do, and that's what I'm tonight.
We all see what come on French Rosar. Victor, tu avais un fan spécial au bord du parquet ce soir, Léon Marchand. Je crois que c'est la deuxième rencontre que tu fais avec lui. C'est ce qu'il m'a dit, je crois. Peu importe. Mais qu'est-ce que, justement, à quel point c'est important pour toi de le voir ici, de voir un peu le champion qu'il est. Et est-ce que la prochaine fois, c'est pas à toi d'aller le voir cette fois-ci à Austin?
Ouais, c'est clair. Bah ouais, c'est super de le voir là. C'est parce que c'est inspirant aussi, parce que on côtoie les meilleurs joueurs du monde un peu tous les soirs avec notre activité, mais le voir là, voir un gars qui pèse comme ça, je sais pas si on a eu aussi lourd que lui en courtside sur la saison, hein, parce que on s'habitue à lui parce qu'il est français et qu'on le voit souvent, mais c'est du très très lourd.
Ce qu'il vit, parce qu'il m'a dit qu'ici, il était encore un inconnu sur le campus à Austin, c'était génial. Quand il rentre en France, c'est une superstar, mais ici, il me disait c'est super parce que je vis tranquille ici.
Ah ouais? Est-ce que j'aimerais vivre ça?
Ouais.
Bah, par moment, ouais.
Il y avait Léon, évidemment. Il y avait aussi un groupe de 70 Français pour un voyage organisé par Trash Talk.
Ah, j'avais compris.
Section 210, tout en haut. Est-ce que tu te rends compte, toi, depuis les États-Unis, un petit peu du soutien populaire que tu as en France, de ta popularité chez les fans français? C'est quelque chose que tu sens au quotidien?
Pas au quotidien, parce que c'est avec le décalage, etc. C'est dur de vraiment s'en rendre compte, surtout que je regarde pas vraiment les émissions, tu vois, la télé en France ou quoi. Mais j'y pense évidemment, et j'y pense notamment quand on joue les matchs à 13h, etc., je me dis que là, il y a la France qui voit, etc. Et là, je me dis que c'est plutôt les, les fans en se réveillant qui vont checker soit la fin du match, soit le score. Mais j'aurais bien aimé qu'on prévienne qu'il y avait ce groupe. Non. You need to remind me. Tell me next time there's a group of French people coming.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. There's so many, I can't keep track.
Voilà, merci.
Merci.